telling me that you've learned something? It's no. Everybody tells me there's little bunnies jumping in the woods. That's what everybody says because they're here now. Hi, Jillian.
Hey, Judge. How are you? May we approach for a plea? This is on Joshua Jones. Judge, he has been on supervision for a very long time. He's been compliant while on bond.
Right here, folks, we hit the crux. Joshua Jones has multiple DWIs and a suspended license. The judge is weighing whether a simple slap on the wrist works or if real intervention is needed. Have you ever wondered how repeat offenders balance employment with ongoing legal trouble? Let's see how this unfolds.
Sat in jail for, several weeks? A couple weeks? He's been monitored. He's had
Actions and consequences. He's got 2 open DWIs. Would I
have a suspended driver's license? He'll have 2 DWI convictions. The next one will be a felony. I think it's an appropriate resolution, Judge. He's been gainfully employed throughout this entire course of time.
What I was thinking is perhaps like a TRAS to see if he really needs sober court. This is just a basic slap on the wrist. Yeah, you'll have 2 DWIs on your record, but a slap on the wrist, people will go wrap their cars around a pole the next week. I've seen it all too much. My concern is on a slap on the wrist, have we really addressed the issue? What's going on as to why it continues to happen?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
No, we haven't. The idea is, and I'm being Mr. Jones, when you take the easy way out or when you take a half-ass approach to something in life, you get a half-ass result, whereas maybe you'll get a better result, if therapy, we do a TRAS and he does something like knocks their Aunt Connie's socks off, perhaps.
Pay attention here. This is critical. The judge warns that even the faintest alcohol detection could mean 2 to 10 years in prison. That's the harsh reality of repeat offenses. Notice the emphasis. The law doesn't forget, ever. This is a wake-up call on consequences and accountability.
Only on 1, as opposed to 2. This. Now, even the faintest smell of alcohol, you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary for the rest of your life. Don't matter where you go, don't matter what you're doing, don't matter what the circumstances are, you're looking at a 3rd-degree felony next time. And the problem is, have we really addressed the issue? Nope. Yes, prior pen trip too. Could be. Next time could be a 15 smell of alcohol.
Have a previous TBC.
25 years ago.
Don't matter.
So that means if you get a felony, if you get another DWI, it's automatically a felony, like we talked about, and then it would be enhanced.
Something that happened 25 years ago to now, I feel like you understand and you know a person.
Well, that's not what he's saying. He's saying he's trying to describe what you would be initially charged with if you were to get another DWI. That's what would be the charge. That's what would be the consequences in the next circumstance if it were to happen, which it's not. If that were to happen, that would be what you would be facing. That's all he's saying.
I totally understand this.
Putting yourself in a pretty tight.
I'm putting myself in anything. I know exactly what happened, just like I know what happened 25 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I've changed my whole life for prison. Just like you said, I've been employed with the same company for 13 years, 14 years since I went home.
Mr. Jones.
Sun up to sundown. I think that's what's keeping him out of, I think that's helpful. And I think he's been doing good all these months.
I agree. You have been. But you don't get rewarded for following the law. We don't pat you on the back for following the law. The reward is you don't go to jail. But you have 2 open DWIs. You've got some history. The law never forgets. Ever. It doesn't matter if it's 10 years old. It doesn't matter if it's 20 years old. The problem is, in life, you never know what's going to happen that's going to throw you in. And going to cause you to do something that you wouldn't normally do. The problem is when you do, if you do, the law doesn't forget. So if you go out and have just a half a glass of wine and you get pulled over, what do you think's going to happen? What I'm trying to tell you is it could be a very, very lengthy prison sentence. And on a 15 to life case, the offers start at 10. That's my fear. Perhaps we could do something more worthwhile. I mean,
So as far as the consequences of another DWI, if he were to be on probation, it'd still be a conviction. So they wouldn't change his consequences.
but if we do significant, like a TRAS, significant, like sober court-ish, and just on one, as opposed to two. Do you think of that versus this?
I can discuss it with him. We've kind of discussed it already, but we can discuss it again.
Even on one? I don't know if they'd be amenable to it, but
I can have a chat with them and my client.
Mr. Jones, I think this is a setup for failure, and I'm trying to prevent that from happening. The idea is to get to the root, get to the cause, figure out what's going on, so we can deal with it.
Here's a turning point. Mr. Jones gets a chance to speak for himself. These moments are gold in court, direct insight into mindset and remorse. Audience, think about this. Does admitting accountability actually influence sentencing? And how much weight does a personal story carry in the judge's eye?
You can lie, but you can't lie to yourself, right?
Exactly.
At some point, something, and this is a setup for failure. I'm being honest. It is. If he's amenable, then go for me.
Just may we be approached? Mr. Jones would like to say a few words on his own behalf, if that's okay with the court.
Sure.
Mr. Jones?
Did we ever get a TRAS in this case?
Mr. Judge, know why you should move forward with this. He's listening. What, like you told me outside? Yes.
Judge Fleischer, I totally understand what you've said as far as dealing in regards to the overall outcome of the case in which you feel in the future you would like to move forward. I understand exactly what I've done. I'm accountability of that, accept that.
What was a turning point for you that you told me about? The last time you got arrested.
Something that I never wanted to put myself. Like I said,
Judge Fletcher's words made you self-evaluate.
Yeah.
Tell them that part.
It made me self-evaluate the outcome of what I want to do as far as with my life, not be.
What have you done differently?
Whatever I've done
What have
differently.
you done differently? You've done absolutely nothing except just work. You've done nothing. So
Judge John, he expressed to me outside, I think he's just a little nervous. We talked about saying this to you directly. He expressed to me outside that the last time he got arrested and you said your words to him, he really went in the back. And when he was in custody that time, he really thought about how he got here and what he needs to do moving forward. He reflected on his mother and when she passed and how when that time period came, he probably didn't grieve properly. And that's kind of how he started drinking.
and that's exactly my point.
But Judge, moving forward, I do agree, therapy is absolutely wonderful, but he has been going to AA or NA, and he does still go. And so he has taken those steps since that. And he is on that path now. And with
Boom, full panel drug and alcohol testing is ordered. This is more than paperwork. It's a measure to prevent future catastrophe. Notice the preventative strategy. The court isn't just punishing, it's trying to mitigate risk before tragedy strikes.
working a job and going to NA and dealing with his grief appropriately with the support of his family, with the support of his children, has really put him in a good place. And these are not my words. This is exactly what he said to me outside when he wasn't nervous. I just really wanted you to hear it. And so I'm literally just articulating exactly what he
So
just
he's
told
in a PTI program. Did they kick him out because of the DWI, or they kick him out prior to?
That's why they removed him.
So here's what we're going to do. I'm sending you for a drug and alcohol test right now. I want to know what, if anything, is in your system, and we'll go from there. But I want a complete full panel. I want to know everything, and we'll see. But I have a problem when we just give another proverbial slap on the wrist and just throw him out to the wolves with a prior pen trip. It's a recipe for disaster. And the problem is that, yeah, you're grieving over your mom. You do this, but at the end of the day, you've done nothing to address any potential issues that there may be, so that whenever there is another catastrophic event in your life, because there's going to be, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, and it's going to happen. How are you going to cope with it? Are you going to do something? Are you going to go hit the bottle? Are you going to go hit something else even more hard? And then you're going to get in the car, you're going to kill someone? The idea is that you learn from these mistakes. You telling me that you've learned something is no. Everybody tells me there's little bunnies jumping in the woods. That's what everybody says, because they're here now. What have you truly done? That's what I want to know. And before we go forward on anything else, if I'm going to accept this, I want to send you for a drug and alcohol test now. Okay?
Okay, we'll do.
All right. Thanks. Connor. Hey, bud.
Judge, I'm approaching on Cecilia Salmeron.
Okay.
She's in custody. This is a bond forfeiture case. She just popped up on my docket this morning.
I saw Maroon from long ago. Wow. How's she doing?
She picked up another felony. It's a PCS.
Really?
Yeah. She doesn't have a bond on her felony cases yet. For it on Thursday for those.
Let's see. Okay. Do you mind bringing out Miss Salmeron, please? Do you want to stay on, or do you want to?
I'm fine staying on because I just know the case.
I'm going to put like strict bond conditions on her now.
Yeah, and I talked to her about it, Judge, and she understands. And I don't know if she's going to be able to bond out because
She's at no bond now.
right. So yeah,
I don't know how long that'll hold for, but
one of the cases where she picked up with this DWI, the PCS case, and I don't know if they're going to even grant her a bond on that case when she goes to court Thursday. But maybe.
she has a lawyer. Yeah.
I don't think so, Judge. I think the attorney that was on the case withdrew. Any spring break plans, Judge?
Here. No.
Are your kids off
Any kids?
this week?
Yeah, they're in back.
Oh, really?
Hanging out with me in back. So I'd like to know what she's doing. If she's driving in this case, because she's got an affidavit not to drive. I hope she's not driving.
No, it doesn't appear so. It seems she
Well, hold on. I'd like to know, but let's wait for her to get out so we can hear it together. Morning.
Morning.
How are you? The only thing I want is I don't want you to kill yourself. That's all I want. You know, I've had people here that I've seen come from a first time. As years pass, they just steadily decline worse and worse and worse. The other day we had a guy here, barely even talk anymore because just ravaged because of everything. All we're trying to do is prevent that from happening. How is the big question? So with us, you have the DWI. It looks like you've picked up a new case upstairs. I have no idea what happened. I'd like to know to see how we go forward. Do you mind what happened in the new case, please?
So the new case, officers were dispatched to a Kroger's in Baytown. Law prevention told the officer that the defendant was concealing items inside her clothing and baggage. The officer detained the defendant outside the front entrance, where she provided a false name and date of birth, which turned out to belong to her sister. The defendant was arrested for an active warrant and was later searched at the Baytown jail, where they found a baggie in her bra containing 2.5 grams of methamphetamine.
You're currently, our bond is set at 1,000. You're currently held at no bond in the cases upstairs. If you do get out, I'm going to put a monitor on your ankle because I want to know exactly where you go. If you go, I don't know. You're not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm going to test you like crazy. You've got to stop before something major happens. Okay. So she's set for Thursday. You want to set up for Monday, see what happens upstairs?
It's fine.
Say it again?
I was going to do Tuesday, just 1 week. Okay.
Yeah. So Felicia, she's not here. Okay. All right. So please don't send her down because I need her to sign conditions. Okay. All right. Okay, Miss Ulmer. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks. You know, Connor, what I'd like to do is do a TRAS to see how we move forward.
Okay.
We've got time, so you don't need to expedite it, but I'd like to do a TRS to see how we go forward. My feeling is it's probably Huey or Sada probably, but it looks like upstairs is probably going to ride regardless. So
It looks like it's a ring chain. I want to go to resident.
I think they may kick her out of Rick though, because she picked up another one.
yeah, no, it's, I can't. Hey, Blaze, you familiar with Rick Court? Rick?
I know that it's.
No, so if you've got one case and you pick up a second case, they will kick you out? That's what I was wondering. Okay, all right.
Unless it's case by case, but depending on the new case, but it's.
Switching gears, Mr. Perez faces an elevated DWI charge. Here's the takeaway. Enhancements like a 0.15 plus BAC drastically increase jail time. Legal viewers, note how probation and prior history interplay. This is why understanding the nuances of felony versus misdemeanor matters.
Probably the same as the first.
They might keep her then. I think it's gonna be a determination that she's over there.
Yeah, it depends how they feel about the amount and.
So I'd like to do a TRAS, and I'm going to go based on the TRAS.
That's fine.
I don't care about upstairs.
Yeah, that's fine.
If upstairs are saying, okay, we can do something outpatient, I'm like, no. You know, I'd like to do a TRAS here. Let's see what it says. But my feeling is going to be some kind of inpatient, you know? And yeah, okay.
I can check.
What's new, man?
One of them is Mr. Perez. He's taking a plea, Judge.
Okay.
I'm sorry, brother.
Whenever, I'm ready when you are. Are you ready? Okay.
Can I call him out, Judge?
Please. Good morning, Mr. Perez.
Good morning.
Mr. Perez, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You worked out an agreement. They're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for the 1 day that you've done. You need to understand this charge will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. If you ever get pulled over again, an officer will see this. If they smell alcohol on your breath, if they smell weed on you, it's probably not going to go well. Do you understand?
Yes.
If I were you, even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I would not get into a car because it is a humongous risk, especially if you're not in this country with permission. Because if you go to jail for any more than 6 hours, immigration will get their clutches on you, and then you'll be stuck like Chuck. You have the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, this will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Is it true or untrue that you had a 0.15 or above? True to the enhancement. That means from now on, you are facing a minimum of 90 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Minimum 90 days. How do you plead to the offense, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. I will send you to the agreement. I am going to suspend your license for 180 days. Do not drive until you get a license. Good luck, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, I was appointed in this case, and I don't believe my client's energy status has changed since I've been appointed. Was about a month ago.
What do you do for a living?
¿Cómo que su oficio? ¿En qué trabaja?
Instalador de pisos.
¿Cómo?
Instalador de pisos.
Oh, floor install.
How much money do you make a month?
And finally, the judge lays down the gauntlet. Second DWI equals thousands in fees and potential jail, like a parent with a really, really long memory. It's stern, it's real, and it's a lesson in the long shadow of criminal record. Audience, ask yourself, would you risk it after the first warning?
About 3,000. 3,500 more or less.
DWI is big business in this state. There's a $1,500 surcharge that would normally apply in this case. And if you don't pay it, you go to jail 1 day for every $100 you owe. But if you continue to make the same mistake where you endanger other people's lives, I will treat you like a child. And like a child, I will put you over my knee and spank you like a little child, but it will be with a ton of jail time. Do you understand? A second DWI is a $6,000 surcharge. So you can imagine $100 per day, you will sit in custody.